Robin Banks Productions, baby.
Yeah, it's the underground, it's the underground, it's the underground, it's the underground. You better pass, you better run, and that's your ass, boy, you done. It's the underground, it's the underground, yeah, it's the underground, it's the underground. You better pass, you better run, and that's your ass, boy, you done. Move the sticks, first down, you better not step out of bounds. You don't really want it, but you really need it. It's the underground, man, we undefeated. Michael Jackson couldn't beat it. Fourth down, couldn't reach it, man, your squad about to lose it. Go ahead and face the music, flip a coin, you still lost. Pay the cost to beat the balls, turn your motherfucking lights off. Yeah, CTE, these niggas can't see me. Got your head fucked up, got the game locked up, and it's over for your ass. Fourth down, you better pass. You know what it is, you ain't gotta ask. It's the underground, it's the underground, it's the underground, yeah, it's the underground. You better pass, you better run, and that's your ass, boy, you done. It's the underground, it's the underground, yeah, it's the underground, it's the underground. You better pass, you better run, and that's your ass, boy, you done.
Yeah. You know what it is, baby. It's the underground. It's your boy, too. Your host, Filthy Rich in the house. Underground Sports Show. We live, as you can see. Call into the show, 412-407-2744. Got a lot to talk about today. Underground Sports Show, you know what I mean? So, like the title says, it's my NFL Week 17 reaction, but also plus college football, baby. Got to talk about that first. What's the day? First of the year. Happy New Year's to everybody. Merry Christmas if I missed y'all. You know what I mean? But yeah, you got to talk about college football first because we had some playoff games today and yesterday. But before we do that, I want to give my condolences to, one second here, give my condolences to, the people down in New Orleans, man. People going through the tragedy of the terror attack down in New Orleans. We all sure probably seen it today. A truck ran into down on Bourbon Street, man. Just running through people, shooting, looting. They said there's bombs in the car and all that stuff like that. So it just a messed up scene, man. Big prayers to everybody down there. Last time I seen it, 15 people lost their lives. They say there's going to be more. Whole bunch of people hurt. And it's just a tragedy, man. It's a tragedy that, you can't go outside on certain days because the world's so jacked up. Anything can happen. Those type of terrorists, and it ain't even got to be terrorists, man. It's just people that, might not like they self, suicidal themselves. They go out there and they want to hurt other people before they take themselves out. It's just not cool, but I'm the type of guy, hey, man, last night, I was asleep before the ball dropped. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm in the crib, man. I ain't doing all that. I've been on that big crowd stuff. That's where just stuff happened, it seemed like to me, man. But big prayers out to the people. Once again, and their families that lost their lives in the tragedy down in New Orleans. Because it was, the day of the college football game. That's why it connects. And they had to postpone it till tomorrow. So we won't see Notre Dame and Georgia till tomorrow. But yesterday, we had a good game, and today we had two good games. Not good games, but good games. The games was looking good, I should say. Let me say that. The roster was looking good. Not the roster, but the schedule. You know what I'm saying? Yesterday we had Penn State beat up on Boise State, which I kind of expected. I was the one saying that Penn State was going to run through these two teams pretty quick and had the easiest path. Of course, it wasn't hard to see. I seen people on ESPN saying the same thing after I said it. but it's pretty obvious. So also we had Texas today defeat the Sun Devils, which was a tighter game than we all thought it was going to be. It was a blowout for a minute. Then the Sun Devils came raging back, and we also had Ohio State beat down on Oregon, man. And I'm gonna start out with that one because I just got done watching that one not too long ago. And Oregon, I said it before the game, man. I had Ohio State in this one. I actually got Ohio State winning it all. But I had Ohio State in this one because Oregon just be choking. Like they good to choke in a big game, man. And the coach usually makes a mistake in the game. They're usually more in it than this. I see him. He's a good coach. Dan Lanning's a good coach, but he often makes a mistake, like going for it on the fourth down when he shouldn't do it or something like that. In my mind, at least when I'm watching the game, he always makes this big mistake to lose the big games for them, you know. And you know, as a coach, you don't want to be the player the guy that loses the game. You know what I mean? You don't want to be that reason. In Oregon, that wasn't the case today. Oregon just got blown out by Ohio State. Ohio State's on a mission. Ever since they lost to Michigan, I think they got a little salt in their mouth still. And, you know, they just out to prove themselves. So they went out and beat Tennessee last week. Then they come out and blow Oregon out. That's impressive, man. They look like the team I thought they was going to be coming into the playoffs, and it looks like they're poised to win this championship. They're probably, I would say that they were the favorite right now for sure. All right. Now earlier than that, Texas was looking like they was going to blow out Arizona State, and this Scatterboo happened, man. Scatterboo came out blazing. You know what I'm saying? The boy threw a touchdown. Caught a big pass that looked like it was about 40-something yards. So he had over 50 yards receiving. He had over 100 yards rushing. And he threw a touchdown. They had to get a boy MVP in a losing effort. You definitely don't see that much at all in football no more. I mean, I remember that used to happen when I was young. You would see something like that. But even these days, when the dude goes off but he loses, you don't see that. But Scatterbo, he got him one today. You know what I'm saying? He got a lot of attention today, and it was well deserved. You know what I mean? I don't know how much that's going to boost him up in the NFL draft. I do think he'll be drafted. He's a tough kid. People like that. But running backs just don't, they're going to go where they go unless you're big time up there. Speaking of running backs and big time up there, the night before Penn State, yesterday, Penn State faced Ashton Jeanty, and they was all over his ass. Even though Ashton Jeanty had 30 carries for 104 yards, it just didn't feel like Ashton Jeanty was the one in control. It felt like he was breaking them here and there, the padded stats, but his team got down early, and it really took him out of the game. If his team would have been able to score early and keep pace, I mean, he had 104 yards. Imagine what if he was in position to run downhill on his team. You know what I mean? Score-wise, they were going uphill the whole time, trying to catch up. So that took a lot of carries probably away. I mean, shit, he still had 30 carries. At the end, it seemed like they started to be like let's get him his stats, see if he could bust one. And I would have did the same thing if I'm a coach. I'm looking to break the record, of course. And he just couldn't get it done, man. I think he came up 28 yards short, which is damn close, man. Damn close. So shout out to Ashton Jeanty, period, for his whole season. I hate to see it end early, but I kind of see that coming. Penn State, they was just, they was going to be ready to go. Now, the trend I did see in all these games, which all the games ain't final yet. You still got a big one, Georgia and Notre Dame coming up. But the trend I seen is the team that played last week won the game. Okay, Ohio State, Texas, and Penn State. None of the teams that got a bye got any help from that bye. And I was saying that coming to this week, I'm thinking like, man, I should just pick all the teams that in a parlay. I should just pick all the teams that played last week and got a warm-up game. And the difference between getting the bye in college, because I wouldn't want no bye. I'm gonna just tell you why. The difference between getting a bye in college and NFL, the NFL dudes is 30 years old. You got dudes like Russell Wilson, 35 years old. Dudes 31, 32. You need rest at that point. But you young, 22, 21, some of these dudes is freshmen, 18 years old. You don't need no time off. It's better for you to keep the ball rolling. You know what I mean? So the teams that kept the ball rolling right into the next game, which the team had to sit and wait an extra week and watch, all those teams lost. Now, am I right? I don't know. It's just the way it worked out. We still got to see about Notre Dame and Georgia, but I got this vibe that I like Notre Dame in that game. Georgia's a good team, though. Still a good team, Georgia. They got a lot of heart. They lost a lot of good players to the NFL, but they still got a lot of heart. They got talent everywhere. But Notre Dame's just a little vibe. But they've known to choke in the big games, though. So I don't know. But I'm going to pick Notre Dame. I'm going to just go off of what I've been going off of. The team that had a warm-up game in these playoffs so far is 3-0. So let's see what happens tomorrow. All right? All right, man. Switching gears a little bit, man. I mean, today, like I said, NFL reaction for me. Calling to the show, 412-407-2744. Interrupt, man. Anything you want to talk about. You know, it don't matter. But, you know, we was talking about Ashton Jeanty. And one of my questions today for y'all, man. Well, it ain't the question I wanted to be. I mean, it's still the same question, but I wish they would have dragged it out a little bit. Just my sports mind, my sports talk mind. I wish they would have dragged it out a little bit. But they've already declared that Saquon Barkley will not be playing for the record on Sunday, which is very disappointing to me because I like to see records be broken, I should say, right? I like to see records be broken. You know, and I think everybody does. I mean, even Barry Sanders it's funny the difference between Eric Dickerson and Barry Sanders, the personalities, you know what I mean? Even Barry Sanders said about Ashton Jeanty, he was wanting him to break his record. He wanted to see it. He wanted to see Ashton Jeanty break that record and was proud of what he was doing and break that record. On the other hand, Eric Dickerson, I read an article saying Eric Dickerson is like, hell no. I don't want him to break the record. And if he do break the record, shit, he had an extra game anyway. So you can't even really break the record unless you do it in the 16 games in Eric Dickerson's mind. Now, the NFL, they always going to be with, you know, records be broken and stuff to throw into the Hall of Fame and stuff like that. But, Eric Dickerson's right. That extra game matters. That extra game definitely matters. And you got to think, when ED was playing, man, I mean, Rams wasn't all that. They was okay a few years when he was there, but I mean, everybody knew everybody was running the ball. I like to know how many carries he had to get that 2105 as the record, because I believe my boy Saquon, sitting at 2,005 yards. And I believe Saquon just wanted to get that 2,000 yards. He was cool with that, because you see how they worked hard in that Cowboys the game to get him to rock, because he didn't have to play that second half. That was a blowout. He didn't have to play that second half, but he played until he got that 2,000 yards, and then he sat down. All right. So let's see. Regular season, he got 345 carries. Let me check it out. Let me see. Eric Dickerson. How many carries did Eric Dickerson had when he broke Russia? He had 379 carries. All So what did I just say, Saquon? Saquon got 345. So, you know, at the same time, that's Saquon Barkley's argument right there. That's that's 30 something less carries. That's a full game. Today's game, that's 2 full games. So, you know, they don't run the ball that much. It's a passing league. We all know that. Even though Saquon Barkley and Derrick Henry is making that look a little different this year. But, yeah, man, Saquon Barkley's in that. You know, his argument is, you know, I only had 345 carries. You had 379 in those 16 games, bro. But if I'm Saquon Barkley, I'm trying to break that. I'm trying to break that because I'm putting my name in the books. I'm not passing up on history. I know he wants to win the Super Bowl, but you could do both. You can do both. In this part of history, and what if you don't win the Super Bowl? Then you're gonna be looking back saying, "Damn, I could have at least had the all-time rushing title for a season. I could at least got that out of it." And if I'm the coach, and if I'm the offensive line, I want that on my resume too. So if I'm the coach, I'm letting them play. But I did see Saquon Barkley said it out of his own mouth. I don't care what coach decides. I'm cool with either way, he said. And he said, I mean that. If he wants to rest me, I'm cool with that all the way, 100%. If he's going to let me go, then I'll go. But what does that mean? Because you would just say, hey, rest me, I don't care, right? So it means you care a little bit. There's a little teeny tiny spot in there that cares. I know you do. It's going to be hard to do this again. It's already hard enough to be healthy all 17 games. That's a blessing. And then for you to get busy like this, when the opportunity is there, man, sometimes you got to take it. But they've already said Saquon Barkley, I'm going to play. How true is that? They lie every day. Coaches lie every day. But this type of, thing right here, yeah, I don't think so. They're gearing that because they got a first round playoff game. Now, if they had a bye in between that, if they were going to be the first, but that's not going to happen. That's going to be one of the other 2 other teams. We'll get into that in a minute. That get that first round bye. So, like I said, man, I'd be going for the history. If I was a coach, I would have came at him like, look here, man, you got a pitch count. Or you play in the first half. I'm going to give you 15 carries in the first half. 20 carries max all game. You ain't catching no passes. We ain't throwing no passes to you. And go ahead and go for yours. Go ahead and get in them history books. You only get one shot sometimes. All right, Saquon, but it is what it is, man. It ain't gonna happen. That's what they saying. So it's a big downfall, man. Because we was looking for Ashton Jeanty to break Barry Sanders' record. That didn't happen, and Saquon Barkley to break Eric Dickerson record, and that didn't happen, man. But what would you do if you was the coach, man? Y'all let me know, man. Call in 412-407-2744. Let me know, man. All right, let's move on a little bit, man, to the NFL. You know what I mean? NFL. This is a little recap from last week. Today's Wednesday. Last week started last Wednesday, man. All the way back on Christmas with the Steelers and the Ravens played. The Steelers played the Chiefs. Ravens played the Texans way back. But yeah, let's take a quick look at it. Right here. All right, back on Christmas. Chiefs beat down the Steelers 29-10. Felt like it should have been more than that. Steelers played so damn bad, man. I don't know. The Steelers win another game? 3-game losing streak. Got the Bungles coming up. Then the playoffs. I don't know, man. This might be we might have won our last game a minute ago. All right, let me keep it pushing, though. Ravens Beat on the Texans also. Ravens 31, Texans 2? 2, is that right? I don't remember that. Yes, they right though. Seahawks beat the Bears on Thursday night 6-3. That was boring. I remember watching that. That was terrible. I thought a game was going to break out eventually, but that was bad. But Seahawks keep up the pace into their playoff push. All right. Chargers beat the Patriots 40-7 on Saturday. Broncos got it on with the Bengals, but the Bengals came out on top 30-24. Cardinals lose to the Rams 13-9, who solidified a playoff spot. The Rams did. The Cowboys and the Eagles, man. Eagles beat up on them 41-7. Panthers lose to the Buccaneers 48-14. Jets lose to the Bills 40-14. Giants, man, put up 45 when they didn't need to. Screwed up their number one pick in the draft by beating the Colts 45-33. Raiders also win, screwing up their draft order a little bit, 25-10. Titans lose to the Jaguars. Jaguars like slowly on like a winning streak, I think, man, low key. Jaguars win 20-13. Dolphins win 20-3 over the Browns. Packers and the Vikings. That was a good game right there, but Packers couldn't hold it down, man. The Vikings step up and win a game they very much needed. 27-25. Get into that in a minute. And the Falcons lose to the Commanders 30-24. Yeah, that was overtime. And the Lions come out on top on Monday night. That was a banger right there. 40-34, man. 49ers tried to display spoiler in that one, but they couldn't deny the big setup for next week, man. Lions versus Vikings. We all got to see that one right there. All right, so let's take a look here real quick at the standings. All right. The standings, all right. AFC. Bills, of course, 13-3, sitting there waiting for their playoff game. Dolphins, 8-8, still trying to make the playoffs, man. A little scenario going on here. The Jets, 4-12. Patriots, 3-13. All right. Chiefs, of course, 15-1. Got to get their rest on. Chargers, 10-6. Broncos, 9-7. Scary, might lose the playoffs, man. They got to win this week against the Chiefs. But Chiefs should be resting up, though. So Broncos been in that playoff spot all year. I hate to see them lose that, but we'll see how the Chiefs come out, man. All right, the Chiefs might want to play because they got a whole break after that, so they might not want 2 weeks off. Nobody wants 2 weeks off, so I can see the Chiefs coming pretty hard and maybe giving a chance to knock the Broncos out the playoffs. But there might be, you knock the Broncos off the playoffs, there might be a team you don't want in the playoffs. You know what I'm saying? You might let Miami, you like make them Bengals in the playoffs, and the Bengals done beat y'all on the way to the Super Bowl before, so I don't know. Let's see what the Chiefs going to do. Let's see what their strategy is. I don't know. They going to play scary or what? Who knows? Anyway, AFC North, Ravens on top, 11-5. Steelers, 10-6. Bengals, 8-8. And the Browns, 3-13. Hey, man, the Steelers still got a chance. But the Dookie Browns got to beat the Ravens, man. Shit. I don't know. They're going to be all full force to win this division and get that home playoff game, man. Hey, they got to save us. Is Jameis Winston starting? I don't know. Jameis Winston's be getting on my nerves, but hey, do me a favor if you start, man. Beat the Ravens for us, all right? Anyway, AFC South. Texans, 9-7. Still holding it down. Colts, 7-9. Outside looking in. Jaguars, 4-12. Titans, 3-13. Let's slide to the NFC real quick. Of course, the Eagles 13-3. They slipped up and messed up their number one seed. Everybody thought the Eagles was the best team in football. Seems like it's going to be somebody else now. Commanders 11-5. Cowboys 7-9. Giants 3-13. NFC West, Rams locked that up at 10-6. Seahawks can't do nothing about it but make the playoffs. 9-7. Cardinals fell off 7-9. 49ers definitely had a up and down roller coaster season, but this going to give them a decent little draft pick. Hey, the 49ers ain't done, man. A lot of people think that window's closed. I disagree. I just think they had an up and down season. Somebody here and there hurt every week. They're still very well coached. A lot of talent, man. Christian McCaffrey get back. I hate to say it, man. Who knows if that's going to happen. But if they get a chance to get a guy like Ashton Jeanty in there in the late rounds, because, people don't like to pick up running backs. Yeah, man, they do the best with running backs. I'm telling you, they got a million running backs already, but still, add him to the staple. I can see Christian McCaffrey maybe getting cut or something like that for real, because he just keep getting hurt. All right, Lions in the NFC North, man, best division in football. Been saying it all year, and it's just facts. I ain't been wrong. Coming down to the wire, 14-12, the Lions are still on top. Vikings 14-12 also, but they get it on next week for the title, man. Packers 11-5, and the Bears are 4-12. Buccaneers, the only way they make the playoffs is to win this division right now. They are number 1 at 9-7. Need the Falcons, so they just need to win, or the Falcons to lose, who's sitting at 8-8. They play the Carolina Panthers, who are sitting at 4-12, and the Saints are 5-11. All right, so all right, that's the breakdown of what's going on in every division, what's going on around the league. It's coming down how they wanted it to come down, man. We got big games next week, and we had some big games to line up those big games next week, like that Lions at the 49ers just Monday night. Lions needed that win bad, but the 49ers came out looking like the spoiler for sure. Looking like the spoiler. They was up, they was going back and forth. They was up 21-14 around halftime or something like that, but hey, Tecmo Bowl Lions came back, man. They really didn't lose a beat. I thought they'd lose a big beat without Montgomery, but Reynolds was looking good. Gibbs had to prove he could be the number 1 back, and he did that. A lot of people lost fantasy championship games with Gibbs in there being the number 1 back. I'm sure they did. Or you won it with Gibbs because he went off in that game. He showed that he can be the man by himself. Running tough in between the tackles, of course, getting to the outside with the speed. He's a bad boy. He's a bad boy. Another first-round pick running back. They keep trying to disrespect that position on the football field, especially in the draft. But you see these teams that jump up and get these backs and take that risk where they were saying for years, you should never get a first-round running back. That's retarded. That's crazy. You know what I'm saying? That's what they were saying. But every time somebody pick a first-round running back other than like maybe Ezekiel Elliott, he's a boom. So you got to have the right guy. That's why I was talking about Ashton Jeanty, man. Is he a number 1 draft pick? Is he? Is he? That's a real good question. Yeah, man. Is Jeanty a number 1 draft pick? You let me know. Leave in the comments you think Jeanty's going in the first round. I mean, he almost broke Barry Sanders' record. No, I know I'm backing up to college, but, talking about Jahmyr Gibbs and what he did, yes, they're aiming for the number 1 seed in the NFC. The Eagles are the number 2 seed. Their running back ran for 2,000 yards. Derrick Henry and the Baltimore Ravens overcame the Steelers and got back in first place in that division. Look like they might have a home playoff game if they just can beat the Browns. Should be hard to do. So they'll be the number what? They'll be probably what? Number 3 seed behind Buffalo. So that's cool. And he was a number 1 draft pick. You got Derrick Henry. Saquon Barkley was number 2 overall. I mean, Gentry played at Boise State, but he still ran for 104 against Penn State. He had over 100 yards against Oregon. And when you watch him play, you can see he's got elite talent. You can just see it. All right. So back to the NFL. Mighty Lions did what they had to do. And the Vikings did what they had to do, too, against the Packers. Now, you've seen that game. Vikings pretty much controlled the game in the first half big time. You know what I mean? And the Packers got to get it together. Okay, the Packers ain't a bad team at all. At all. But they keep losing to the Lions and the Vikings. And every time I see them play, what they do is get off to a slow start. And that's what the Vikings didn't even take advantage of that. I think it was 3-0 late in the second quarter. Yeah, it was 3-0 late in the second quarter. And that's the type of shit I'm talking about, though. Matter of fact, there's a play right here. No. Let me see. Oh, there they go. Yeah. Fumbling in the first half. Vikings get the ball back. And then there's another fumble by, I think, like Watson fumbles too. And that pretty much jacked them up from the door. Got them off to a slow start. Let's see where I want to get to. Okay. Jordan Addison. But like I said, yeah, there you go. Second quarter. Like I was saying, Green Bay's up 3-0. Minnesota ain't even scored yet. But they had so many turnovers to keep Minnesota in the game. But then right, you should see right there, they let your boy, who's comeback player of the year, in my eyes, Sam Darnold, they let him wake up. And once he woke up, he was woke. Hit Addison a couple times on his drive, then dropped that bomb right there to Neller, and it was on. And this is just bad defense right here. Green Bay's been playing good defense all year, but they just letting guys pass him up. He thinking there's somebody safety back there, and there's not. And there's not. All right, so coming up here, it's right for the half. The field goal, and it's 13-3. And you see what I'm saying about this slow start killing Green Bay. Boom. Now that's a pass right there. I'm sorry. Not the pass. The catch. Too far back. Watch this catch here. Saves his quarterback, throws it a little high over the middle, and boom. Because that's an interception. That's going right to one of them safeties right there. But your boy bails him out. Catches a great catch. Tecmo Bowl catch right there. Neller again. Coming through. He's one of their secret little weapons they got. Fast as all outdoors in the slot. Doing his thing. All right. So, Jefferson getting the ball. Driving down. And yeah, this is right after the half. This is where they really take over. This is where the Vikings take over. And I think that's where you go to Addison with a dime piece. Boom. Sam Darnold, comeback player of the year. No questions. He came back not just from like an injury, but he just came back from a whole career of terrible. No, I would say ups and downs, but there was no ups. It was all down, down, down. Different team. Sam Darnold steps up. He get him some weapons. He get him a coach. And honestly, this comeback player of the year is matching up with the coach, with maybe the coach of the year. I like O'Connell for coach of the year, especially if they beat the Lions. Whoever wins this game between Detroit and Minnesota might be coach of the year. It really might come down to that. Because they ain't going to give it to Andy Reid, even though he might deserve it this year, low-key, for real, for what he's done with what he's got. But they'll probably never give it to him as long as he got Patrick Mahomes. But your boy O'Connell comes out here with Aaron Donald. Nobody has any expectations. His starting quarterback, who they drafted, gets hurt. They're like, damn, they got to play with Sam Darnold. It's over for the Vikings, ain't it? Not. They're 14-2, playing for first place in the whole damn NFC this week. And the funny part about it is whoever loses is going to be in fifth place. It's going to be the fifth seed. So Detroit's been on that high all year, even though Minnesota's been on this high all year too. It's obvious they both 14-2, but everybody's been saying the Lions is the shit. Nobody's looking at Minnesota as they the shit. Like they looking at the Lions like they was the shit. But everybody's looking at the Lions like they was the shit. And all of a sudden, they could go from first place with one loss to fifth place and not playing a home playoff game. All that work down the drain. All that work down the drain. Now y'all tell me, should they change up this playoff format? Is it messed up that a 14-3 team is going to be on the road in the playoffs? They'll be the number 5 seed. But still, a 14-3 team is going to be on the road. Should they switch it up and just say, okay, if you win your division, yeah, you're guaranteed the playoffs, but you ain't guaranteed a home game. I think that's maybe where they got it messed up. I think that's where they got it maybe messed up right there. Because it's hard to say that a 14-3 team shouldn't have a home game. But then you're going to have the people, hey, you got to win your division. You got to win your division. Yeah, I get all that. But, I mean, you in your division, if there's a team that's 14-2, 15-2, what you going to do? Damn. Then you got a team in another division, 9-7. You know what I mean? That's going to make the playoffs. 10-7, that's going to make the playoffs, and you're going to be playing them at home. At their crib, I should say. So, I don't know, man. Maybe they need to overlook that. I got a vibe that they might try to overlook that. And this might be the year to do it. This might be the year to do it, especially if it's the Lions. It's going to hit harder if it's the Lions for whatever reason. All right? That's just how I feel, man. All right, so, there's another battle brewing in another division to where too many people ain't paying attention, I don't think. But NFC South, man, the Falcons just blew it, man. Falcons blew it. They had everything in their grasp. The Buccaneers was ahead of the division for a while because they lost 4 games in a row. Then they turn around and and sit Kirk Cousins because he was playing like shit. Enter Penix and, against the Commanders. And Penix really just couldn't get it done, man. He really couldn't. I wanted Penix to get it done, too. In a way, I wanted to see it. I wanted to see what he had. But at the end of the day, man, he just couldn't beat Jake Daniels. Here's the first play. It wasn't the first play of the game. It was the first drive of the game, man. Threw a pick straight like that. Come on, internet. We a little blurry right here. Fix that. But yeah, straight like that. Threw a pick to open up the game. And it still turned out to be a good game. but it just looked like Penix wasn't really ready for the limelight right away. He wound up getting back into it and having a decent game, but that's a tough start right there. That's a tough start. Something right here I want to show y'all, man. Not Lamar, so I'm calling him Lamar. But Jaden Daniels, man, he just be doing Lamar Jackson, Patrick Mahomes type shit, man. I mean, boom, fake there. And you know, what it really is to me, it's the 4th and 2 thing, okay? He's just always coming through in the clutch. Always coming through in the clutch. And he's got to torque his body. And I really want to call him Lamar. This is a Lamar Jackson type play, okay? Everybody know Lamar Jackson mastered this, zone read. I mean, Cam Newton was running it too, but Lamar just killing with it, all right? Zone read, but this is zone read pass option right here. He got all the options he wanted in the world. He could have handed it to him up the middle, looked like he might have got the first down. And he could have ran it. He got the tight end wide open right here. And then he got the wide receiver in the back of the end zone. Not wide open, but he's open enough because he's already in the end zone. He picks him to throw it to. And the way he torques his body just looks like Patrick Mahomes. You're not supposed to be able to throw that pass. Look at it right here. That's what you're not supposed to do, but he can do it. Look, he even makes the wrong read right there. And boom, rifles that thing in there. Torques his body, rifles that thing in there. Through defenders. And makes the play, man. So, like I said, my boy Jay Daniels be doing his thing, man. And this game right here, he really solidified, I think. I mean, we still got games to go, but they're already in the playoffs. Broncos lost last week, so you know, that kind of knocked Bo Nix down a notch. They was in a banger, like these guys was in a banger. Jay Daniels came on top, and Bo Nix didn't. So boom, this is what the Penix gets into it though, man. He starts to warm up a little bit. That's a nice little play by Kyle Pitts right there. Found him open. And he really starts to warm up. Gets the ball out. Drake London. Doing a little too much with them hurt on them boys. Them young boys is crazy jumping up in the air. For real. But as you can see, Michael Penix shook him off, drove him down the field, and Robinson gets him in the end zone, man. You know, so, yeah, like I said, Penix wasn't no slouch in this game. Was not no slouch at all. Let's see what we got here. Penix again. 3rd and 6. A little overthrow right there. Now, that's one thing he did do, man. He was just a little off. And I really didn't like this move with Penix, though. I ain't going to lie. I mean, I know Kirk Cousins playing bad, but this is real late in the season. Division on the line. To be sliding a rookie quarterback up in there. Was Kirk Cousins playing that bad? Yeah, he was, but he was playing well earlier, so I would have just waited for him to get back into the groove. And if he didn't, I would just ride or die with him. You know what I mean? That's just me, though. See what else we got going on here. Right here. I want to back it up a little bit. All right. Boy Jay Daniels takes over the second half, man. Just goes to work. As you can see, Atlanta putting it on him. Atlanta's putting it on him. Here you go, another 4th down. Jay Daniels. And he's just, put the ball in his hands. He's that guy. He's going to make the right decision. And that's what Washington been doing all year. 3rd and 8. And get into another sticky situation right here. Nobody wants to be 3rd and 8 in the red zone. What does he do? Light him up. Light him up. Zach Ertz. Let's get back into the motherfucking game. Jane Daniels, I'm the rookie of the fucking year. And I'm proving it to y'all. It's just a good read by him right here. Who's your best friend at quarterback? The motherfucking tight end. Boom. Runs it out. He's butt ass naked. Zips it in there. Let's go. Let's motherfucking go. All right. One more Jane Daniels. Again, we got a 4th and 5. Boom. This makes the right read. It's wide open. A little bit of effort. He gets the first down. Tough right here. Sit here, watch Jake Daniels make more better and better decisions. Into the end zone they go. They finally go up. They never really let it go. They got to go to overtime to beat these guys. But, of course, Jane Daniels in overtime does his thing, too. Let me shout out my boy Penix real quick, though, because he does his thing, too. I mean, 24-17 and kick a field goal after that. And he gets down and does his thing, too. For a rookie coming in this late in the year, man, you got to give Penix some rec for this, man. And they still got a week left to win this division here in the South. They need Tampa Bay to lose, though. They play the Carolina Panthers. They need Tampa Bay to lose. And they got the division. But they shouldn't be in this position at all. And that's the real reason they benched Kirk Cousins. Because he put them in a fucked up position. They had the lead, big lead on it, and they lost about 4 games in a row. They just win 2 of them, they wouldn't even be worried about this shit right. They wouldn't even be worried about this shit right now. But they are. But they are. Penix is just in control right here. I like to see that. I like to see that. Who they got next week? Who Atlanta got next week? Let me see. Okay, they got the Panthers. Yeah, I just said that. Atlanta got the Panthers. I'm looking at the Bucks. That's all I know. The Buccaneers got Saints. Okay, so they're both in the division. Who's going to choke? Probably neither one of them. The Buccaneers go ahead and win that division. Buccaneers at the crib. Falcons at the crib. I don't know. No Chuba Hubbard for the Panthers, though, so it's hard to give them a chance without Chuba Hubbard, because Chuba Hubbard is the engine of the Panthers. But yeah, this is a real good game. You see it goes into overtime, and eventually your boy Jane Daniels does his thing and wins this game. 3rd and 2. He gets that. Look at that. In control. It was just wide open. Jane Daniels is rookie of the year, man. Even though, let's motherfucking talk about it. Hold up and let y'all see this. You get roughed up right here. Oh, ooh. But yeah, it's pretty much game after this. Even though, let's talk about it. We ain't talking about my boy. We'll get into it. Touchdown. Zach Ertz. Big fantasy boy right there. Mm-hmm. But yeah, man, let's get into it. My boy, let me get back up real quick. My boy, don't sleep on my motherfucking boy, Brock Bowers. Don't sleep on my man, Brock Bowers. Now let's look at it. Brock Bowers should really be the MVP, you ask me. Just because he's breaking records, man. You break records, that's you deserve some shit. Now, Jaden Daniels definitely he's at quarterback, and you're judged by wins, and he's in the playoffs. He's looking good. We ain't gonna lie, man. Hey, look, Commanders don't nobody want to play the Commanders. Nobody. But shout out to Brock Bowers, man, sitting at number 7 in receiving yards. I think he's sitting at like number 1 or 2 of receptions. Hold up. Come on. He's sitting at number 3 behind Jamar Chase and Amon St. Brown in receptions. He already broke the yardage record, Mike Dicker's record. You know how long ago that shit was, Mike Dicker playing football? That's a long-ass record. That's a long-ass fucking time ago. We was talking about Eric Dickerson's record and Barry Sanders' record. Mike Dicker's way before the motherfuckers. Mike Dicker's playing black and white football. So for my man Brock Bowers to go out there and break that record, and I don't care, the Raiders ain't winning. I don't give a fuck. He play tight end. He ain't controlling the game. He the only reason the Raiders be in the motherfucking games. And he fucking balling, man. He's up there with the fucking wide receivers, man. He's number 3 in receptions. Travis Kelce's 8. He got Patrick Mahomes at quarterback. This motherfucker Brock Bowers don't got no quarter. You can't name the Raiders quarterback right now. You can't do it. So yeah, man, like Brock Bowers, big shout out to Brock fucking Bowers, man. That's my man. If the underground, I'm telling you, still to this day, the underground had a vote, we be voting Brock Bowers. Once again, it's Underground Sports in the motherfucking house. Your host, Filthy Rich, 412-407-2744. Call into the show, man. We be live, man. Talk your shit too, man. We talk shit, we talk sports. You know what I mean? All day. If you ain't talking sports, don't talk shit. Shout out to Brock Bowers. Fuck that. My motherfucking man. Alright. Slide a little bit, man, because we talked about Broncos a little bit already. Like I said, man, ain't nobody, they got to win next week to get into the playoffs, or they going to let the Bengals and the motherfucking Dolphins in there. And nobody wants the Bengals. Nobody wants to deal with Jamar Chase or T. Higgins right now. Nobody wants to do that. At all. So yeah, man. Hey, look a little bit though. Still on the NFL, and we've been in college tonight. A little bit of mix of both. We got 2 NFL stars that are getting into a new field. 2 NFL stars that are y'all know that's getting into a new field here. My boy Mike Vick. And my boy D Jack. Skinny niggas represent. Skinny dudes represent. You know what I mean? But they both just got head coaching jobs at colleges this week. What did I do wrong? There we go. So, yeah, my man Mike Vick goes to Norfolk State. Everybody know Mike Vick is from that area. He's from Virginia. So he goes back to his home state and get a job at Norfolk State. And I love it. But then his counterpart, Sean Jackson. As you see on the screen, they on the field right now, both of them. Both played for the Eagles as teammates. Sean Jackson also gets the job at Delaware State, if I'm correct. Delaware State. I didn't read into it too much. I mean, they ain't gonna tell you too much anyway, but yeah, Delaware State. And they play each other this year. I did read that. So that should be exciting. That's probably gonna make it on TV. And that's why these colleges are doing this. Deion Sanders done started some shit. And that's my next question for y'all. Leave it in the comments. Do we got to give some credit? Michael Vick got to shake Deion Sanders' hands. DeSean Jackson got to shake Deion Sanders' hand and say, thank you. You open up a door. You opened up a door for us. Because, you know, Michael Vick was a little outlandish. He had his days in the NFL where, you know, he didn't pay attention and focus as much as he should have. DeSean Jackson, people said that about him there and there too. But these teams are looking for players coaches. They're looking for player coaches. Why? Why? 3 letters. NIL. NIL. Deion Sanders gotta give a little credit to the NIL system for lining him up with the gig. There was no NIL. I don't know if Deion Sanders could do what he do. But what I'm saying about Michael Vick and DeSean Jackson, I'm gonna say Michael Jackson. It's funny. But what I'm saying about Michael Vick and DeSean Jackson is they owe Deion and they owe the NIL. Because what's happening is they want them to be player coaches like Deion. That's what they want. And they can relate to these kids. And it's not because of the reasons you think. It's not just because they're black athletes and they're going to really to relate to other black athletes. No, it's not that. It's because of their miscues. Stuff like Michael Vick admitting that he didn't read his playbook and threw DVDs out the window after practice, driving away in his car. That was some dickhead shit. We all know that. But he made his mistakes. He can come to guys where he knows they're going to make mistakes. He can see it. He's going to be able to see those dudes. He's going to know. Damn, that was me. He's going to see that. He's going to try to correct them mistakes before they happen. That's what players coaches do. They're in tune with the players. That doesn't mean a players coach doesn't mean you just let the players do what the fuck they want to do. Even though it seems like that sometimes, but that's not the players coach's fault. That's the players' fault. You took advantage of the system. That's still your fault. But the players coach can relate to the players. There's a lot of guys that don't get credit for being a players coach that you just don't know he's really a player. It's hard to be a good coach without being a players coach. Even though your exterior might show that you some, even Bill Belichick. He look rough because that's what he shows you. When he go in the locker room with them boys, when he go into their mama's house, he recruiting in college now, just like Nick Saban was able to do, recruit all these great kids. You think he's just being an asshole all the time? No, that's just what he showed you. Does he be an asshole at practice sometimes? I'm sure he does. But you got to show a lighter side at some point if you want to be successful. So you look at their success, you know they did it. You know they did it. It's when they did it. They're just not showing you. But anyway, yeah, they're looking at these dudes. They're looking at these dudes to be players, coaches, and bring a lot of talent there via the NIL, because that's another thing that can help these guys recruit. You know what I mean? And one thing about Deion, man, he know that makes some money, so they knew that was going to work. Let's see how Michael Vick and DeSean Jackson get down. Let's see. I can see mobile quarterbacks like Michael Vick. There's a lot of them out there wanting to play for Michael Vick. See what they can show them, kind of tips they can get from him. He's learned from his life lessons. Maybe he can show these kids how to do things before they do it. Before they do the wrong thing. Show them how to do the right thing from the door, man. It's about giving back, man. It don't matter if you made mistakes or not. You know, people want to always bash on people that made mistakes and keep them down. And nah, man. Nah. You deserve to be able to recover from your mistakes. You do. Every man does. Every woman does. Shout out to Michael Vick and Deshaun Jackson, man. It's a big accomplishment. I'm liking it. I can't wait to see it. That's what's up. I tell you, Michael Vick wasn't the biggest surprise to Deshaun Jackson. I'm like, whoa, Deshaun, you doing stuff behind the doors. We ain't know. Got the podcast and all already. That's what's up, though. That's what's up. More to come, man. You know, what is his name? Eddie George is still at Tennessee State or something. I think they went to the championship. Ed Reed was about to do it for a minute. That kind of fell out with the school. But yeah, that's what's up. That is what's up. Let's see, man. Ain't got anything else going on. I don't know, man. I might just have to see y'all later. Everything else was everything. My Steelers played like motherfucking shit. I ain't even talk about them. Why? I'm gonna just do a whole video on them. Right before the Bengals game. Just do a whole video on them and show you how bad they motherfucking was in that last game. It wasn't the Chiefs. Chiefs is cool. I ain't saying they ain't good, but dog, like, we gotta do better than that. That was some motherfucking straight up bullshit. That was some motherfucking bullshit. But go back real quick. I was gonna look at the stats for a minute, man, but it's the end of the season. Do we even care about stats anymore, man? Because your boy Saquon pretty much got to 2,000. He won it. Joe Burrow aiming for 5,000 yards against the Steelers. He got 46 right now, 46, 41. So he only need about 300 something yards. It's a lot, but hey, if you watch the Chiefs game, you know he could light the Steelers the fuck up. So we got a 2,000 yard rusher. Saquon Barkley should still be proud of that. Joe Burrow might throw for 5,000. Other than that, ain't nothing crazy going on. You know, no big sack leader, nothing like that. Jamar Chase balled out 16-12. He got a chance to put another at least $150 up on the Steelers. So that's going to look good. If he get to about 17.50, might get to 18. Fucking with the Steelers right now. And I ain't down on my team. They got time to recover. But shit, I ain't motherfucking out there. I ain't coaching, so I don't know what the hell they doing back there. But I know I'll be trying to get focused. They need this Bengal win bad. Bad. You can't go into the playoffs on a 4-game losing streak. I don't give a fuck the teams you playing. I don't want to hear all that shit. You cannot go into the playoffs on a 4-game losing streak. Nah. It's not what we need. The Bengals is a maybe playoff team. Everybody knows if they's in the playoffs, they wouldn't want to play them. Let's go out here, beat the Bengals legit, and we'll get our confidence back. That's what we need right now. We need a confidence booster. The only way to get some confidence is to beat somebody. I don't give a fuck how the shit go down to the last minute, dominate them, back and forth. I don't give a shit. We just need a dub at the end of the day. Or the Steelers probably cook. And then they might let the Bengals in the playoffs. So, we'll see, man. I said, man, look here. Call into the show anytime, 412-407-2744. Like, subscribe to the channel. All day. It's your boy, Filthy Rich, the host of the Underground Sports Show, man. Like I said, once again, appreciate y'all, man. Subscribe to the channel. Spread the word. Share it out. And I'll see y'all later this week, alright? It's the motherfucker Underground, baby.
Thanks, Productions, baby.
Yeah, it's underground. It's the underground. It's the underground. It's the underground. You better pass. You better run. And that's your ass. Boy, you done. It's the underground. It's the underground. Yeah, it's the underground. It's the underground. You better pass. You better run. And that's your ass. Boy, you done. Move the sticks. First down. You better not step out of bounds. You don't really want it, but you really need it. It's the underground, man, we undefeated. Michael Jackson couldn't beat it. Fourth down, couldn't reach it, man, your squad about to lose it. Go ahead and face the music, flip a coin, you still lost. Pay the cost to beat the bars, turn your motherfucking lights off. Yeah, CTE, these niggas can't see me. Got your head fucked up, got the game locked up, and it's over for your ass. Fourth down, you better pass. You know what it is, you ain't gotta ask. It's the underground, it's the underground, it's the underground, yeah, it's the underground. You better pass, you better run, and that's your ass. Boy, you done. It's the underground, it's the underground, yeah, it's the underground, it's the underground. You better pass, you better run, and that's your ass. Boy, you done.